Okay guys, I am back with my review of Friday Night Smackdown for this week, March 23rd, 2012. And I thought this was a pretty good show. They had some good matches on here. The main event was great. And they didn't do anything that was, well, I don't know. They did do some crazy stuff. But for the most part, I thought it was a decent show. It was pretty entertaining. They start off with Daniel Bryan and AJ come out. He does the yes thing on the mic and says he's going to put AJ on the spot. This was a really great promo here. He asks her what it's like to be in love with the champion. And she says that she has a match tonight, and he says, just answer the question, AJ. So she says it's heaven. He caresses her and he has soft lips. Sometimes they spoon. She calls him Danny, and then he kind of puts the mic down and says, never call me that in public. She says that Daniel's brave, courageous, and he's pure because he's a vegan. He makes her feel safe, and that's why she enjoys cuddling. He actually whispers something to her here, and she says, that's private. And he says, it's true. And she says, he's a great lover. At WrestleMania, he will make that big Irish brute tap out, and will continue on his road to becoming the greatest of all time. So Sheamus comes out, and he says that AJ's promo made him puke. He doesn't think Daniel Bryan is brave. He's a coward. And he says his lips are soft. Well, I don't even want to go there. He wants to go to Mania. He calls him Danny. Crowd chants Danny. He says he will kick his teeth down his throat and become world champion. This was not the best Sheamus promo. I didn't think it was very good. The Daniel Bryan AJ stuff was great. Some people are kind of confused about where they're going with this Daniel Bryan AJ thing. What I think is going to happen is he's going to accidentally hurt her in a match and either not care, or she's going to end up joining forces with someone else and cost him the title. Now, what happens to Daniel Bryan after, because I think he's going to lose, unfortunately. I would rather him retain at WrestleMania, but I think he's going to lose. They got to build Sheamus up. He won the Royal Rumble, and they've got this 4 years where no one's ever won the title after winning the Rumble, so they got to make that look important. So I can see Sheamus winning, but what can they do with Daniel Bryan to keep him out of the mid-card after he loses the belt? And I think he can feud with Sheamus for a little bit after losing, and then I think he can go and feud with CM Punk, because they've been having great matches. People seem into the angle, and I think Daniel Bryan versus Punk could be a long feud that could be great. And that would also keep Daniel Bryan from falling back to the mid-card. But yeah, that's what I think AJ is going to do. She's probably going to cost him a match somehow or something like that. But this wasn't the best Sheamus promo, but I thought the Daniel Bryan AJ stuff was great. Then R-Truth comes out. He's skipping down the ramp like he's holding hands with somebody. He wrestles Mark Henry. He goes for a crossbody off the top rope but gets caught. And Mark Henry hits the World's Strongest Slam and gets the win. Team Teddy is doing bad as usual. I thought the match was okay. I actually enjoyed this match. On the way out, Henry tells a fan that it could be him. You could be next. And I thought that was just great. I do really like Mark Henry. They show that Yokozuna is going into the Hall of Fame. They show some promos by other wrestlers on Yokozuna, and one of them was Rikishi, and I would think that Rikishi would induct Yokozuna into the Hall of Fame, but we'll see what they have planned. But they have Teddy, Kofi, Santino, and Zack Ryder are watching Zack's promo from Raw where he's got the megaphone talking about how he wants to be on Team Teddy. Teddy says he doesn't know if he wants Zack Ryder because of all the Eve stuff he's got going on. So he brings out Hornswoggle, says he's got a flag, he's waving a flag with Teddy Long's face on it. He says he can be the mascot of Team Teddy. Teddy says, well, that's a great idea, but it's just not big enough. So Zack Ryder brings out the Great Khali, who is dressed like him. He's all decked out in Zack Ryder gear. And he does the woo-woo thing. And Teddy says, alright, you're all on Team Teddy. And they all do the woo-woo thing. Team Teddy's not looking too strong. So we have AJ with Daniel Bryan versus Brie Bella. Show a small promo clip with Brie telling Nikki that she doesn't need her advice, and we'll show her how it's done. Booker says he apologizes for what he has said about AJ because it's really Daniel Bryan's fault. I guess he's referring to when he called her an in-house rat. AJ gets Bree in an armbar, but Nikki gets on the apron. Daniel Bryan gets on the apron, tells her to get down. AJ's distracted. Bree goes to attack her from behind, but accidentally hits Nikki, and AJ gets a roll-up for the win. After the match, Nikki cuts a promo about how she should have listened to her, and she says that they disagree on a lot of things, like Bree is rooting for Team Johnny, and Nikki is rooting for Team Teddy. And then she does this lame cheerleader, give me a T, give me an E, Teddy chant. It was alright, I guess. I thought this part was unnecessary. I don't even know I was on TV. It's a tape show. They could have easily cut this out, but I guess they're trying to build to maybe a Bella Twins split. Like that's going to do something. But so we have Jack Swagger versus Zack Ryder. Hornswoggle comes out with Zack Ryder. He's waving the flag around. Ryder actually looked pretty good here. Jack Swagger looked good, I thought. It was a decent match. Ryder hits the big kick to the face. Swagger catches him when he goes for the Rough Rider. He hits a buckle bomb on Ryder. Then he hits the Swagger bomb on him. Hornswoggle chases Vicky up onto the apron. Vicky's on there. She's screaming, "Help me," which distracts Swagger. Ryder hits the Rough Rider for the win. They recap Cody Rhodes attacking Big Show on Raw. And then we see Cody Rhodes from backstage earlier today at 1:09 p.m., not 1:10 p.m., not 1 o'clock, but 1:09 p.m. backstage. Cody Rhodes says that he enjoyed showing the clips of Big Show getting embarrassed. He enjoyed beating him up Monday, but the biggest embarrassment is going to happen at Mania. We have Big Show versus Kane, match between the former tag partners. I thought this was decent too. Probably not the best match in the world, but for these two big guys, I thought it came off really great on TV. Big Show hits a chokeslam on Kane, but Cody Rhodes runs in and attacks Big Show, disqualifying Kane. Big Show chases Cody Rhodes out, and Randy Orton sneaks in, hits the RKO on Kane, and that was it. At least they didn't cut a promo, so this was fine. Still makes Kane look bad, but like I said, at least there was no promo here. Brodus Clay comes out. One thing I noticed here was when he comes out and he does his Funkasaurus thing, he almost hits one of the dancers right in the face. Like, split second, she would have got nailed in the face and it would have been so embarrassing. So I did notice that when he came out and he's on the ramp doing his dance. But, yeah, he squashes Heath Slater again. I guess they're running out of jobbers. They're starting to recycle jobbers he's already beat. Slater did get some offense though, but Brodus wins with the big splash. I guess he's not doing the cross-body finisher anymore. He's doing a big splash. Zack Ryder is backstage talking to Eve. He says something about how she's got brains and beauty. She says they're both going to Mania, and then she says she's going to go to dinner with someone else because he thinks she can't be beautiful and have brains, but she walks away from him and she's smiling while he's all upset, so she's just playing him. They recap the Raw promo with Triple H, HBK, and Taker. Christian comes out to do commentary. We get the Great Khali with Teddy versus Dolph Ziggler with David Otunga and John Laurinaitis. I noticed that when Ziggler comes out, he always does this thing where he jumps on the apron and slides across. Lillian Garcia was walking by, and as he slid, she flinched. Like, oh my gosh. And I think she probably had flashbacks for when Charlie Haas just knocked her right off the apron. But I thought this was funny. This was pretty good. I mean, given the circumstances, it's Great Khali, but I thought it came across pretty good for this angle they're building with the general managers. Christian says that Cole should be Team Johnny's mascot, so I expect that to happen probably sometime next week, or maybe on WWE.com. But Ziggler gets Khali in a sleeper hold. John Laurinaitis rings the bell, announces Ziggler the winner by submission. Christian goes over, celebrates with the team. Teddy says that Laurinaitis is going to learn they don't roll like that here. He says Dolph has till the count of 10 to get back in or he loses. Dolph doesn't get in. So Teddy announces Khali the winner by count out. Kofi Kingston and Santino run out and they throw Dolph Ziggler back in. Khali hits a big chop and then they all dance like Teddy. So, yeah, I think Team Teddy's looking pretty weak here. They did get the win over Ziggler, but I don't know. Khali's supposed to be their giant secret weapon, and God, he's horrible. So, Backstage, we see The Miz and Daniel Bryan talking over their match. Miz says he really needs this. We get CM Punk and Sheamus versus Miz and Daniel Bryan. I thought this was a great match. Sheamus hits the bro kick on The Miz for the win, but I still think this came off really good. I thought all 4 guys looked good here, even Miz. Even though he loses and has been booked horribly lately, at least in the match itself, it came across like he was trying and he could be good. He's just on like a string of bad luck or something. But he's got 1 more week left to try and get on the Mania show. I'm sure something's going to happen and he'll pull out a win. So I'm sure that's going to happen next week. But right here tonight, I thought all 4 guys looked good. CM Punk looked great when he was in there. And it was a good match. I enjoyed this one. So overall, I have to say this was a decent SmackDown. It was pretty entertaining the whole way through. So I have nothing to complain about here. Natalya didn't come out and fart on anybody this week. And I don't think she did last week either. But I could be mistaken on that. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that anymore. Hopefully they drop that entire farting gimmick completely. But that's my review of this week's SmackDown. I hope you guys like it. For you guys who like my movie reviews, I'm going to try and go see The Hunger Games this afternoon and put a review of that up. And I'll be back tomorrow to do my Ring of Honor TV show review. So hope you guys check those out, and thanks for watching. Bye.